BTS was the first group to ask me if I'd like to try co-writing.
Wow.
And that really opened the door. Broadway at the same time. Yeah. 13 with Ariana and Liz and a lot of the Victorious cast. Respect and love her career. She's always been kind to me. I was in this Dolce & Gabbana campaign with Madonna. She planned a shot. We went on the street. First time that the paparazzi could get all the pictures and stuff. The next day, front page of the paper, who's Madonna's new fetus boyfriend?
Woo! Woo!
That was like a vocal warm-up.
Are we warming up?
We can.
Mong.
What's that one?
Mong. I wouldn't do it like Kermit, but are you... Mong. This is the mong.
I've never heard of that one.
It helps get the placement, the NG into the nose. Hi guys, welcome to Wow.
Welcome to Counter-Melodies, everybody. That's Jonathan.
I'm Jonathan.
My name's Anthony.
Welcome in. We're glad that you're here.
We are very glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're here.
I'm glad that you're here.
I'm surprised that we're both alive. We're barely hanging on right now because we just did the fastest trip of my life. Was it also the fastest of yours?
I think so, especially like for the distance that we went.
Yeah.
In my head, I view it. We'll tell you where we went in a second. But in my head, it was like when you watch like the crossover episode of like Sweet Life on Deck meets
Hannah Montana.
Because I love that reference. Because it was you and I in New York City for 36 hours,
maybe.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them why we went?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't know if it's out yet, but if it's not out, I'm gonna have to be a little bit vague. We were flown there for a special project with Netflix, and we had the best time ever.
Yes.
Working with them. We were at Netflix headquarters in New York.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then we
and I think we can say not names, but I think we can say there is a movie coming out on Netflix, an animated movie, and there's singing in that movie, and so we got to do a little singing promo as part of their marketing campaign.
And we sat on Netflix's kitchen counter.
We did. And then
that's so crazy. Sorry,
it was so great. No, it really was.
I think it might be time for us to talk about our very, very special guest of the day.
Goodness. I think it's time. And will you do the honors, as is now tradition, of doing the intro, the best intro ever?
Do you think it's time for the best intro ever of all time? Here we go.
All right.
Today we are so excited to have an artist that's been entertaining the world for a couple decades now, I think. From a Nickelodeon icon, then the king of YouTube covers, to a certified hit maker with songs like Lights Down Low and Blueberry Eyes. This man cannot be stopped. He has made music in literally every genre and has smashes in all of them. I could keep going on about him, but it might start to sound like gibberish. Yo, give it up for Matt!
Wow. That lived up to the hype. What a wonderful intro.
Was that
Thanks,
not
baby.
amazing?
It really was.
He really worked hard on it,
It was special.
all night long.
Thanks, sexy.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Oh, we super
Oh.
missed. Okay.
Okay,
That was cute.
we'll edit out the first one. 'cause
Yeah.
that was
No,
just
no, leave them
really
all, leave them
embarrassing.
all.
Okay, this is real. This is real.
Always real. That's what matters to me. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for
Delightful
being here.
to just speak in this kitchen after singing in it so many times.
So many
together.
times. How many times have you been here now?
I think 3.
3.
I think so. This is my 3rd.
Okay, today you were also the official first person that we've done a kitchen video with and podcast on the same day.
It makes so much sense. It really does.
It does work.
Feels right.
So when the folks at home see your Roman statue on the,
Yes.
they'll know.
They'll recognize.
They'll know.
Exactly.
Like it's all the same day.
Yes.
Tell me about the shirt.
I love these. I don't know. I have a couple of them. I got them on a tour like 2 years ago. And yeah, they're just nice.
Oh, it's a lady.
Form-fitting. It is. Yeah.
I'm just now noticing.
She's a
Sorry.
lady. No, it's hard. Yeah, sometimes people don't notice the lady.
Well, what I want to
She's on
understand
there.
is you have the option to put your thumbs through the shirt like the classic emo punk move.
I do. It's not. This is not as much me. I don't think.
Right.
But I'm open to trying it sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
Would you
But
consider
yes.
yourself an emo punk person or no?
I toured with Fall Out Boy. I was signed to Fall Out Boy, to Pete and all of
shut
them.
up.
That's where I met my wife, on that tour with Fall Out Boy and Wiz Khalifa and everybody. And so it's in me for
Wow.
sure.
Wait.
For sure. I would love Paramore. I
My
grew up on all
brother's
that
off
stuff.
camera and he's saying that he went to that show. Did you
you?
go?
I did go.
Boys of Summer, let's go, baby.
Amazing.
It was the best.
Wow.
And I literally had my first kiss and like met my wife on that tour. So it's
Your first kiss of your life?
Yeah, first kiss of my life.
with your
first
what?
kiss backstage in Chicago with my wife.
with your wife.
on that tour.
Oh, you got me
wow.
for a
Yeah.
sec. Okay.
We had just gotten
I was
married,
like-
and no, that was our first kiss. Was just like our third date was while I
that's
was
so
on that
sweet.
tour.
That's really
And,
sweet.
and then literally after that, I've been with her for 9 years now. So that was the
Wow.
first. That was the first date
with
on
a
that
little girl as well, right?
3-year-old girl. Yeah, she's
Oh
the
my
best. baby.
gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to chat about how I first found you.
Yes.
Because I feel like this is very important.
Please.
I love talking about, nostalgic things and origin stories
Yes,
here, of course.
The lore.
I found you specifically from one Nickelodeon commercial.
Which one?
It was like this little thing they would play between episodes of like all of the casts of the shows and movies at the time singing Sleigh Ride.
Yes,
Do
the
you
Christmas
remember
one.
this?
Of course. It comes up every Christmas. Incredible experience. Love it. I'm best friends with so many of those people to this day. So
man.
every year when it comes up, I'm like, yes, so good. I'm
I
so
know.
glad that stuck with you.
I remember watching it just being like,
Yeah.
that guy is singing down.
Thank you, baby.
You're
Thank
singing.
You. Thank you.
You're
yeah.
killing it.
Oh, what a great time.
It's an iconic moment. Have you seen this?
I was gonna say I'm embarrassed to admit that I have not seen this.
It's a little past your time.
It's so
What
good.
are you
That
calling me?
Christmas
old?
vibes.
Huh?
Are you? Oh, okay, sure.
No, that's right. That's real. No, but so what were you doing with Nickelodeon at that time?
I was on a show called How to Rock, which we were talking about earlier, and a movie called Rags, which is the thing that's like kind of stuck with me.
Was
the
that your
longest, I would
entrance
say.
into TV and film?
I had done Law and Order SVUs, my first TV
Okay,
appearance
No
were you
ever.
way.
like Dead Body number 3?
I was 16 growing up in New York. That was first TV gig. And I was unfortunately like kid who cried wolf about being molested by his doctor
Oh.
was my episode. Yes.
Oh.
And I think Jonathan Groff was the person who actually, I think he was on my same episode and he was the one who actually went down. But my testimony screwed up his testimony and it was a whole thing. I got to rewatch that episode for the plot line.
Yeah.
It
Wait,
was
you
like-
did, but you did theater too.
Yeah, Broadway at the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
13 with Ariana and Liz and a lot of the
Okay.
Victorious cast and
Yeah.
stuff. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that was my first gig was being a swing in 13 on Broadway.
That's a hard job being a
Very
swing.
hard
How many
job.
roles did you cover?
4. I did
Okay,
4.
for anyone that's listening that doesn't know what a swing is, in theater, you'll have a swing, which is basically they understudy a bunch of roles, mostly ensemble, but every now and then also like a lead role or two.
Yeah, I had 3 lead roles and 1 ensemble role.
Wow.
And my first show going up, I went on mid-show because the actor lost his voice in like the second scene, and that was my Broadway debut. Was being told, Max, you're on right now. Get in your outfit.
Whoa.
And we were in the basement every night reenacting the show, all the swings, and bam, I got up there.
Wait, you just like with other swings in the ground.
We'd have the TV on of the show playing, and we would switch roles each night of which role we were like tracking that night.
You realize you're describing what's that Jordan Peele movie? It's not Get Out. The other one.
Which one? I don't
Anyone know where? It's with Lupita, and they're above ground, and there's people below them underground that are like doing the same motions
Oh, that
in
was
like
us.
a basement.
Yeah, I mean that was us.
You're losing me so much right now.
I'm
but
so
I
sorry.
trust you.
Someone's gonna be like, "How do you not remember the name of?" With the scissors.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Yeah, but I know.
Cut us. I don't know.
The
I know the movie you're
scissoring.
talking
The
about. So they were
the
in the basement
scissoring.
reenacting. Yeah, that was me.
Wow.
That was me with the rest of the swings, and we just and yeah, boom. They like I remember watching it, saw him losing his voice, and I was like, wait a sec, and then boom.
Did you
Max,
look
come
like
upstairs.
him at all?
No, I did not look like
Who
him. at all.
was it?
He was a different race than I am, so I
Great.
definitely didn't look like him.
Was
at
it
all.
confusing to the crowd?
I think everybody just kind of leaned in. I
Right.
remember it was a great experience.
Wow.
Shout out to Malik, my friend from school, because after that, he was like, we went to the same high school, and he was just like, I'm not feeling good. You want to go on tonight? And I'd be like, yeah, I would love to. Thanks, brother. And he was the
Wow.
best, man. Shout out to
Oh,
Malik.
man.
I think I went on 12 times for his role, and I
Wow.
went on only one other time for another role, an ensemble role.
Ariana?
And just,
Oh, no.
yeah, Ariana. I went on for Ariana. It was, no, I went on for the other role, and I'll never forget that. Like just the big dance numbers going on for the other role for the first time. I think it was in the same week, and it was one of the most nerve-wracking things
Yeah.
because I was like, if I just think I'm going to the right, like the other
Yeah.
part, and it's actually going to the left, and I run into somebody. Sounds like
And
a lot, but yeah.
Aaron Simon Gross was also in that, right?
yeah, of
I grew
course.
up with him.
Yeah, he's
and
so
Ariana, but
talented.
yeah.
And who else did you grow up with, Jonathan?
Yeah, Jonathan, who else did you grow
I
up?
also grew up with Miss Ariana Grande.
Have we talked about this before?
On the pod?
Yeah.
I don't know that we have. Is this the moment?
I think
Here
this is
we
the
are.
moment.
The moment. Okay.
queen.
So yeah, I grew up with her. We did theater together. That's how I got into theater. Was this little theater called Little Palm Family Theater. She was Sally in Your Good Man Charlie Brown, and I was Linus. And then we did Beauty and the Beast, where she was painting, I was Chair.
Wow.
Wait,
she was painting, I was Chair.
that's the end. The end.
Great story.
At
No,
it's
first,
actually
I
not.
was thinking like she was painting, like doing
Oh
the
no.
motion.
She was
a painting.
gold
She was
with a
painting. I was
and
Chair.
I was Chair. They gave half my lines to Footstool. They cut the role in half.
What was this show called?
Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, yo, I was like, wait, what is this?
Yep.
She was painting, I was Chair. In
She
Beauty
was
and the
painting,
Beast,
I
of
was
course.
Chair. Exactly. That was the best way to describe that. And then we did a little singing group that her mom started for 3 years called Kids Who Care.
Wow.
And there, Aaron was in that as well, and Ariana. And then I was like, I'm gonna go to regular high school, and she was like, I'm gonna go do Broadway.
Yep.
And I don't know. I think we both made really good decisions.
Yeah, who made
Yeah.
the better choice?
I mean, look, I'm here right now.
You're both slaying it.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
You know what? That was a
I-
really
yeah.
good answer.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, she's only
Yes.
about to star in like the biggest blockbuster probably of the decade, and
She's,
You
you
know.
know what? I've known her for a
long
that
time.
basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And I respect and love her career. She's always been kind to me. And I think that with great fame and all great responsibilities. So I don't envy how much she deals with, at
Yeah.
that level. And I think, it's nice. It's all relative and you're both slaying. We're all
and I'm sure
slaying.
you can recall that she was that talented at 12 years old.
Yeah, no, incredible. The best voice in 13. It was crazy. It was very clear because she was an ensemble role technically. She wasn't like one of the main leads, but she just like riffed at the end of the show, and it was just clear that she was.
Yeah,
a superstar,
and then she
for
was
sure.
on Nickelodeon side by side with you. What a
Right
year
after
later?
we all went to Nickelodeon. None of
That's
the 13
crazy.
people went to Disney. We all went to Nickelodeon, which I just think is so
wow.
interesting that for some reason that just happened.
Huh.
So anyway,
Where are you from again?
New York. Yeah,
You're New York. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, from the city?
Yeah, I grew up. I literally would walk to the show. I'd walk to high school, then I'd
Wait,
walk to the
that's
show, then I'd walk home every
That's really
day.
special.
It was really nice. Yeah, didn't get my driver's license till I was 23. Like true city
Wow, I'm
kid.
surprised you even have one.
I shouldn't. I'm a terrible driver. So
So I still don't drive to this
Good
day.
for you.
But I grew up in New York, but I grew up in the state, upstate. So I grew up in Albany.
Of course, I
So,
know it, yeah.
but that is like,
Very different.
there are people who drive
Yeah,
there.
driving
Actually,
is pretty essential there.
Everyone
Yeah,
drives
actually,
there.
everyone drives.
But I use it as an excuse on the regular. I'll be like, yeah, I'm a New York kid,
Yeah,
so
good for
I
you.
don't know
Yeah,
how to
yeah, yeah.
drive.
Except, wait, so we were just in New York together for the first time, and I said, we can take the subway, we'll get to the theater in about 10 minutes. He goes, I don't do subways. I was like, excuse me?
Listen.
I'm only carried. I only let people carry me places.
Basically.
I will take a subway. I would hypothetically.
Sure.
I just have this thing with elevators,
Yeah.
that I don't like.
Okay.
And in my spirit, a subway car is just a horizontal elevator.
I respect that. I see where you're coming
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
And
so
he-
is it a claustrophobia thing? Or?
Sure.
Okay. That makes
It's
sense.
just all of it.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. It's
but,
stinky.
but don't
There's a lot
worry,
of vibes.
he's not that much of a princess because he'll take Uber X.
okay.
He
Right.
doesn't insist on comfort every
Good.
time.
Good.
Right. Only
Yeah, yeah.
comfort sometimes. When
Only
it's-
sometimes.
When you're feeling like it's
Ex-
been a productive day. You know?
Right.
I've earned it.
I've earned the
really.
I've earned it.
I've
over
earned the comfort.
Do you ever just like really feel like you're the one when you take an Uber Black?
When it's an Escalade,
Yes.
100%.
Yes. That's how I
feels
feel.
pretty special.
It's
Yeah.
very nice.
Maybe that's good. It's good for the self confidence that then
Yeah.
gets you to provide for the Uber Black money.
There we
I like
go.
that.
That's right.
So really what you're saying is if you don't believe in yourself, then you don't take Uber Black. So if you do believe in yourself, you better, there you go.
You said it, not me. I like it.
I truly didn't follow that at all,
Oh.
but we can clip that.
I
and
love you
quote it.
feeling like you're the one when you're in that because you should feel like you're the
Yeah.
one. Baby.
Thank
In that
you.
Uber Black.
Yeah.
but only then.
only then.
Only then.
The rest
Only
of the time
then.
you need to feel like to make
Right.
good art.
Yeah, it's true.
That's good.
It's true.
Wait,
Both
so
sides.
I
Yes.
really quickly want to go back to Nickelodeon. We were
Feel
talking
free.
about
Right,
this.
right.
We were talking about this before the episode started. You people don't know this, but you
Yes.
have a last name.
I do.
You do have it,
Schneider.
Schneider.
Yes, sir.
Schneider.
And
Yes.
you said a lot of people get confused and think that
Yeah.
your dad is somebody else.
My dad's name, who birthed me, is Dan Schneider.
Your
That's
dad
his, that's
birthed
his
you?
name. He
name
birthed
is-
me with his body.
With his body?
No. My dad, who provided some stuff to make sure that I was birthed, was Dan Schneider. Yes, and not the Dan Schneider you think though. And everybody's always thought it is Dan Schneider because it makes sense.
Right. It makes sense.
It makes sense.
Wow.
Nickelodeon. I've actually never met that Dan Schneider my
was,
whole life.
Was that
Oh, really?
Dan,
Not once.
Was that Dan Schneider involved in your show?
No. Opposite Lots, all that stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, crazy.
So
and
no-
just crazy
okay.
that I didn't meet him. Even at the time, you would think that like just it would be a funny thing. There weren't that many kids
Yeah.
on shows, but I feel like if you weren't on one of his shows, you just didn't really interact with him. You know, they had like a separate lot for all of his shows for Victorious and all that stuff.
Was iCarly on at the same time as Victorious?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was busy.
He was busy.
He was busy, and we were on it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah,
Okay.
it's just
Yeah.
crazy because that's something to this day I have to continue
Clarify.
to educate because it makes sense. It's like it says on Wikipedia, my dad's
Right.
Dan Schneider. Why
That's
would you?
right.
Why would you question it? You know?
Wow.
Right.
I would think you're a Nepo baby reading that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you drop the last name, which makes it seem like, oh, he wants
Yeah,
to.
he's really trying to get
right.
away. I make jokes with my dad about that all the time. I'm like, it would have been so much easier if I were just a Nepo baby dad. What the heck, guys?
No,
How
that's
dare
real.
you?
Oh, man.
So, anyway, yeah.
You did pretty well for yourself regardless. So
I appreciate it, baby. Thank you.
did you have connections into the theater world or TV and film, or you just were just like,
Not
I'm gonna
really.
make this happen?
I guess just hustled it in a lot of ways.
Wow.
Definitely been lucky. There's definitely been a lot of people that have believed
Yeah.
along the way. And I went to, like a theater camp and
Okay.
I auditioned for 13 at that theater camp.
Wait, I
and
need
all
to
of that.
pause. I need to
Sure.
interject here.
Yes.
My best friend, Jules, who I talk about on every episode, she went to
I
that
know.
same
I've
camp.
seen every time I see. Yeah, of course. I see her and she's
Wait.
always talking about it. Frenchwoods.
Frenchwoods? Of course.
Spot,
I know
yes.
nothing about that.
And,
Is
what
it-
high school were you? Were you LaGuardia?
The other one is called PPAS.
Oh, the one-
Professional Performing Arts.
But there's
School.
also another PP one that's for like home
Yeah,
school-
PCS. Which is, yes, we're getting real niche. Anybody
We really
listening to
are.
this
For
right
the
now.
10 listeners specifically
Yeah.
from Manhattan, they're gonna love this.
Well,
PCS.
No, it seems like this Frenchwoods thing is like very famous.
Oh,
Isn't
yes.
It's pretty culty, yeah, for sure.
Wait,
Like-
did you know Michael Kushner?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's my guy.
Because I'm
He's
from
just
South,
he's a
so
wonderful guy.
I'm a Jew from South Florida. So
Yes.
we
So
ship
many-
them up to Frenchwoods
Yes.
for the
Yes.
summer.
Jewish? No, I'm kidding.
You're half.
Shalom, baby. Let's go.
Shall-
Oh,
But
man.
yes, no, Frenchwoods. Yeah, niche, wonderful
Wow.
thing. Literally met my wife through a friend of mine from South Florida who went to Frenchwoods
Wow.
and she went to college with.
Who was
So
the friend?
Her name's Katie Northrup.
I don't know her.
There
Okay.
you go. Damn it.
But
Okay.
There was like a
But do you
50-50
guys-
So
shot.
close. Shout out Katie, love you, babes. But yeah,
Shout
no,
out Katie.
Frenchwoods forever. No, but yeah, that's where I first auditioned for 13. I auditioned for 13 like 8 times or something through different places.
Whoa.
And I met my first agent through doing one of those like casting classes,
Wow.
like, those like pay to play casting classes. And I just went and then the lady was like, actually, do you have an agent? Like I can hook you up with somebody. And I was very lucky. So shout out to that person for believing. It just
Hell
takes
yeah.
one
The
person to
rest is
kind of get
history.
it. And you just got to keep putting yourself out there, I guess.
In a
you
room
know?
with 100 people and 99 can. How badly can I butcher this?
No, try it.
In a room with 100 people,
Uh-huh.
if 99 don't like you, but one
One
does.
does, yay.
That's all you need, baby.
That's
right.
exactly what she says. Lady
That's
Gaga.
exactly
Absolutely.
direct quote.
I love that.
Wait, so everyone thought you were a Nepo baby. That's
Yep,
great.
yep.
I, for one, didn't think you were a Nepo baby, but I did think you were related to a different Schneider, being
course.
Kurt Hugo.
It never ends.
Uh-huh.
The
I-
Schneider
all the
experience never
Schneiders.
ends.
I was convinced.
And we kind of leaned into that one too.
Oh, did you?
Like
That's
we like
fun.
made little
Right.
cover albums called like Schneider brother covers and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we were just like, let's just have fun with this.
Why
You know?
not?
So, but
You,
yeah,
you ate that up. That like
Thank you,
whole
baby.
period of time, all those like little covers, I was obsessed.
thank you.
30, 40, 50 million views every video. It's crazy.
We had so much fun. There was such a great team of young creative people. Just like we would just get together and
Yeah.
just do it. I mean, that's the most amazing thing about that time, and it's still this time. But we would just like get together in my house and. Suddenly, like Zendaya's in my parents' living room, and we're doing "All of Me" by John Legend. Like it just,
Right.
and that was just us. And it was really exciting that at the time I was shelved at a record label and I couldn't put out my own music. And so the cover world was just like the loophole I figured out. And Kurt
Yeah.
and I just really
exploited that loophole.
we had a good time. Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
think we met and it just was like kind of like love at first recording, and we just really got each other, and he's brilliant, and we just, we just got creative with those, like going around. Literally, that's my parents' house. Most of those crazy medleys where I still record most of my music and stuff. And
Wow.
yeah, we were just like with Victoria, who was here. We were just like
yeah.
jumping around, running. It was the best was that it was all real, and that was a really fun thing for those one takes that we really were just creative with it.
Yeah. Now,
All you.
if you guys were on different lots, how did you end up meeting Victoria?
Where did I first? I opened for her. That was one of my first tours.
Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
I opened for her. We did this whole summer tour, and it was amazing. I forget if that's where we met first, and then we did the covers, or the opposite. Shoot, I should ask her. But either way, that's open for great experience. And then we were just connected and started
Nice.
doing all the covers. And she was so down for it, which was awesome.
I vividly remember the one you did with Allison Stoner.
My
Y'all
girl.
just like going
Yes.
around dancing.
Oh, she's so talented and just so down too. We've done a bunch. She was in one of my music videos with the last album, this Wasabi song.
Oh,
She was
nice.
like she was like the villain in the video against my wife, and they did martial arts, and it was Allison's awesome.
Let's go. Something that I think is really cool that you do now, even as like a huge recording artist, like doing all the things you're doing, like you still are out here doing covers for the internet.
Yeah.
Because like that's important. Like
Yeah. I've just been having fun with it recently, coming back to it. I think I stopped doing it for a while because I wanted to just focus on the originals. And then it's been, it's a part of me. I love that so many people were so wonderful about those. And now I'm in a stage where it's fun to explore that again and see what songs are fun to put my own spin on. Like
It's also been fun watching you, like you'll do like little covers of songs that you've written for other artists.
Yeah.
Which is a really fun way to be like, hey, this was me, that song you love.
Yeah.
And also get to hear you.
Yeah, thank you, baby.
Because you've been doing a lot of writing, especially like for the K-pop world, correct?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of co-writing, which has been awesome. I love it. I kind of fell into it. BTS was the first group to ask me if I'd like to try co-writing.
Wow.
And that really opened the door where I hadn't really thought of it. I was like mostly doing my own artist project. And then when they asked, I was so honored. And I was like, of course, I will definitely try. And I wrote like 5 songs for this one track they sent me. And then it ended up being a song that I like wrote kind of on my own, the start of it on an airplane going from like LA to New York. And then it was called Yet to Come. And that, since then, that's been a couple of years ago now. It's been a lot more of the co-writing stuff, which has been cool. It gives you different perspective as an artist and a writer for your own work. And
Totally.
I feel like as an artist, sometimes you really get in a box and hate yourself when you're just working on your own thing.
Sure.
Or it's not good enough or anything. And to have the perspective to be like giving your love to someone else's work makes you be a little more gentle with your own.
Sure. And you get to kind of explore a different avenue that maybe you're like, this isn't right for me, but it is right for somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah, that all the time. And that's been wonderful because then wherever the song goes, it doesn't feel like if you start a song in a room with other great writers, sometimes you stop it when it's an artist session for just you and you're like, this doesn't fit what I'm doing.
Right.
But maybe the best song in the room that day is maybe for somebody else. So it's been interesting to explore that recently and end up giving those to great artists and projects.
Love that.
That's sick. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things that you do is you do so many like collabs with different artists too, because like that's basically what we do for the internet.
Yeah.
So it's really
Yeah.
cool to see you like doing it, releasing a bunch of things. When you did Blueberry Eyes, did you have like the collaboration in mind or were you just like
Yeah, no, I didn't. It was
Wow.
crazy. I did a story time about that earlier because today, while we're filming this, is the album that was on, Color Vision. It's the anniversary of it, 4 years.
4 years.
Which is
Wow.
fun.
Congrats.
And thank you. I'm just doing my Ella, my social media director, is awesome. We've just been trying to like celebrate those things more and tell those stories. I usually just move on, but it's been fun to like be re-inspired by what made you really excited at that time. And that specific song, he was just a fan of my stuff. I met him for the first time in Korea, Suga that is. And we just both love basketball. And he asked me to be on his song called Burn It. And I wasn't expecting the collaboration or anything. I just like hung out with him. And I said yes to the song. And then I said, I have an album. Do you want to be a part of one of my songs? And he said yes. I bring him to a game here in LA, his first NBA game. And then I basically sent him one song and he wasn't really into it. And then I just sent him my whole album. I was just like, whatever song you want to be on. Like, let's just
Love that.
And he chose
Nice.
Blueberry Eyes. And
Cool.
that's basically the whole story.
I think that was actually my first intro to you, really, because back during the Ear Candy days,
that's right. You did. You guys did it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, because of us. Yeah.
Because I
thank
wasn't
you for doing that.
I sat. I mean, as he pointed out, since I was just so old, I wasn't watching your era of Nickelodeon. So I didn't get to watch How to Rock at
Fake
the time.
fan.
Fake fan. Rags,
Right.
what? Who?
Because everybody at home watched the one season of How to Rock. That is for sure.
They did.
Everybody
in the world watched that
No, but they
season.
watched Rags.
They
I think
did
some
watch
watched
Rags.
I
It's really
watched
nice.
Rags.
I'm so glad.
We were watching the trailer earlier because, we had to do our research on you.
Yeah, sure,
And
sure.
he looks at me, he goes, so this is just Cinderella.
Yeah, I was male Cinderella. Yeah, exactly.
You're
yeah.
male
Cinderella.
You know, I did an audition like 2 years ago for, I don't even know if it ever came out. It probably did, a Cinderella adaptation for Disney called Sneakerella.
Yes, that came out.
It came out?
Yes.
Okay,
Whoa.
great. Yeah.
Oh man, that super came out. They were not looking for you, but it.
The roast. This is what I love. I'm liking where this podcast energy is going, guys.
Great.
This is what the audience is here for.
Good.
You were talking about your love for basketball.
Yes.
Did you ever play?
I mean, I'm very short, as you guys have seen, so I did play, but not well.
Okay.
And my NBA career just didn't seem to be a plausible, dream. So I just am a diehard Knicks fan, which is just as hard. It's pretty painful, but
And
we're here
you
for
did
life.
the classic pipeline of wannabe NBA star to TV film singer.
Precisely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And Google says you're 5'8".
More like 5'6", 5'6.5".
Well, with those shoes on, I think you're...
And this is a little more like 5'8". Yeah,
Great,
exactly.
perfect.
With the little heels.
Did you pay anyone in particular to get 5'8"
To the
written on
5'8"?
there?
I wish I could change my Wikipedia more. Period. I feel
Sure.
like every time I try, but hey, I'll take it.
Well, there's actually, speaking of your Wikipedia page and hashtag research, there was a little blurb on there that I would love to bring up. You brought up the modeling.
Oh.
And there was a blurb on there about, you already know where I'm going with this.
I know where you're going. Let's go.
With Miss Madonna. So
Yes,
can you talk about this for a second?
Oh, the blurb. Okay, yes. Madonna. I was in this Dolce & Gabbana campaign with Madonna, and she's
that's a bar.
She's
Sorry.
a very, very short woman as well. And I think you're referring to, because you asked me about it earlier, is that she was very excited because we are both Jewish descent. And I did not end up having a bar mitzvah because growing up, partially in Woodstock, New York, my first music teacher, his name's Mimo, and he's my heart and soul. And I was in this African drumming company instead of doing Hebrew classes. So on my 13th birthday, he and the company did an African coming of age ceremony, which
really cool.
Was really special. We played the xylophone and the doom dooms, which were the drums I played, and it was amazing. And Madonna saw me say that in an interview, and I think that she liked that. I guess it was just true. It was just authentic, and it was very special. And that was partially why I guess she chose for me to be, instead of one other person on that Dolce & Gabbana, there was a much taller, more just Italian beard guy that was up against the role. And then they went with me instead because she liked the personality, I guess, which I appreciate.
that.
I would much rather get the job because of the personality. So that was very sweet. I'm glad she liked it. And shout out to Mimo. I just saw him a few months ago, and he's the first person. I'm gonna cry. He's the first person who ever believed in me when I had this crazy dream to perform and be a musician. And I think that was really, something really special. And I love him. So anyway, shout out to him, and then shout out to Madonna for being into that story. And still have not had a bar mitzvah. So anyway,
Same.
Should we throw you one?
Yeah, right now. You guys are ready?
All right, I got the Torah right here. Let's do it.
I'll make it happen.
I like it.
Wait, so was Madonna literally judging you, like if you were going to make it into the campaign or not? It was you and one other guy.
They told me that the casting director had chosen one person, and that she had chosen me, and we were going to both show up on set the same day, and they were going to choose between us on the spot. That was what I was told.
Did that happen?
So I get there. It's up in like super far uptown in New York. And I get into a room, and everybody's speaking Italian because it's Dolce & Gabbana, and nobody really speaks English. And I'm just waiting for this casting. And finally, this British guy comes up to me. He's like, "Why are you not dressed?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like waiting for this casting. I'm just like sitting here. He's like, "Oh no, we're about to shoot in 15 minutes. You've had the job all day. Nobody told you that." And then 15 minutes later, I'm in this little tiny bathroom, and Madonna emerges with a little coconut water with a straw, and she gives it to her assistant. And suddenly I'm just dancing with her for the first shot of that campaign. And and I was only supposed to be in that shot. And then for some reason we just had a little vibe, and she just brought me to every other shot. And the final part of this story, which is really fun, is that she planned a shot that was just spontaneous. So we went on the street. First time that the paparazzi could get all the pictures and stuff. And so we're swarmed by paparazzi. It's just me and her on her arm with these groceries. And then that was it. The shot's done. They get the shot. I go home. The next day, front page of the paper, who's Madonna's new fetus boyfriend?
Fetus boyfriend.
I was 17, and she was...
Wow. That would have not been good.
And she was one of the best marketers ever. I think she knew exactly what she was doing, and that was brilliant that she was like, let's give a little taste to the press as the last shot for what this is. So,
and your next album will be called Fetus Boyfriend.
yes, that's the next... Yeah, it's me and Bieber. We're reenacting Boyfriend. But
Love that.
That's real.
Fetus Boyfriend. Anyway. Good times.
Thank you for that. We needed that.
I really needed that.
Thank you.
I'm going to do an awkward transition, but I really
Sure.
want to talk about it. We were talking earlier about you said that you were up for the role. There are 2 people left, and you got it. But you said earlier in our kitchen, can I say this?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
sure, go
you
for
said
it.
earlier in the kitchen that it was you and somebody else for another role one time that you did not get.
Yes, yeah.
Ooh.
Darren Criss for Glee. I auditioned for Glee, I think 6 times over the course of the show of Glee, and it's just interesting. It's a good lesson that in the moments, those moments in your life when you keep getting rejected from something, it just like it kills you. But then you just have to realize like your path is meant to be different, you know?
Yeah.
And I remember when Darren got it, I was like, dang, this guy's so talented. He's so good. Like that was the closest I had gotten to a role in Glee, was the role he ended up getting.
Wow.
But it's been cool. I've like seen him since. Like we both did something with Steve Aoki one time. We were just like
Oh,
backstage,
fun.
and he's a great guy. He's so talented. I know he's been in the
Yeah,
kitchen as
yeah,
well.
yes.
So
That's
you
right.
gotta. Some people are meant to get those jobs, and you're meant to get your jobs, and you have to be happy for them.
Would you ever sing a ballad version of Teenage Dream while crying at a piano?
Is that something he's done? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's in the show.
Oh, it
Oh,
is.
You're not a Glee watcher?
To be honest with you, I probably, because of that experience, now that I'm
Sure.
looking back, I probably didn't get as into it because I was like kind of just feeling weird that I kept not getting a role.
Right.
in it,
That's
you know?
fair.
That's
So
real.
I wasn't a diehard fan. No, I wasn't. Yeah.
Did you ever end up landing a role or no? Didn't happen
No,
for
I
you?
never got a single role on Glee. No, I
The,
know.
the nepotism made you a Nickelodeon
I had to
kid.
be on
Right.
Nickelodeon because of my nepotism.
Can I tell you a quick story about Glee that about me though?
course.
It's about
Oh my gosh.
So one time I went to a rehearsal room in somewhere in like North Hollywood, and in the rehearsal room was not Sue Sylvester, Jane Lynch, and she walks out and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh, hi again," because she thought I was on Glee at some point.
Amazing.
Which has happened so many times. And if you Google my name, not that I've ever done that before, it will say like Jonathan Tilkin Glee, because so many people like Mandela effect think that I was in Glee at some point.
Did they think you were Kurt
Whoa.
Hummel?
You're a diehard Glee, huh? You loved it.
Of
Yeah,
course. Are you
What do I
kidding?
say?
Me and my dad would watch it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it was a special moment.
That's great.
Yeah.
So that was the bonding show.
That was a bonding moment for
Did you
sure.
guys watch it as brothers in there too?
I don't think my brother
He
was
was like-
watching Glee very much.
No, but he'd watch basketball with you.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's
He
his
would
thing.
watch basketball.
Are you? Let's go, baby. It's gonna be a good season, baby.
They're
It's gonna be a
bonding
good
over
season
being
this
Knicks
year.
fans.
Lewis keeps us balanced.
Right.
If not, we're just like Nickelodeon, Disney.
Right, literally. No, something crazy about me is that I often will wear hats with sports teams on them.
Yes.
And I have a couple Knicks hats.
Oh.
And I one time was walking like into SoFi Stadium. We were going to see a concert, and I walk in, and the security guy like comes up to me. He's like, "Hey!" I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Hey!" And he walks up and he goes, "You a Knicks fan?" And I was like, no, like I actually like am not, but the way that I'm able to get around it is that as a kid I used to sing at the games.
There you go.
So I did
Yeah,
the national
anthems,
anthem,
baby.
Yeah,
That's right.
I did the
That's
national
how you
anthem
get
a
the
bunch
good
of times.
seats.
Right,
That's the trick.
that's real. They wouldn't pay me, but
You get the good seats.
we'd get the good
seats.
Those
seats.
seats can be expensive. So
That's
Yeah.
real.
you got
And you
hustle.
love
real.
basketball that much, so
And one time I thought they did something really special for me, and I thought they made a jersey with Anthony on the back, but it was just
Carmelo,
Carmelo.
Come on. That's
Yeah,
That's a good. There we
But-
go. You're a real one. You know what it is.
of course.
Yeah,
I know all about the
gorgeous.
Knicks.
That was a good era. But we're in an
Yeah.
era right now. I don't know if the audience for this podcast are dying.
we don't know either. We're about to find out.
We're gonna find
But yeah,
out.
let's all say our favorite player on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jalen Brunson. That's
Yes.
great. Good
Yes,
job,
Mark
guys.
Ronson.
Yes.
Yes.
Mark is great. He's
Yes.
great on the team.
Mark is awesome. He's tall. He is tall, so I guess that would
tall.
work.
Yeah, fantastic.
That is true.
Yeah.
What a king.
I love that you make a bunch of content about being a short king. I think that's great. There's a lot of representation
Yes,
for me. So
I'm so glad. You know, I think I'm just at a point in my life where you just have to accept the things maybe you used to be insecure about as your own
Sure.
superpowers, because I'm not going to grow. So it's like I can wear these little
Sure.
heels, but
Right.
ultimately when I'm with, Nat from 303, he's 6'8" or something, and people are going to figure it out. He's made taller.
They're gonna notice.
So,
yeah.
So anyway, that's the vibe. I'm trying to be proud of it,
Yeah.
Always.
Hey, that's
So I'm glad I can represent
Thank you. Yeah.
yeah.
our short king kind,
Yeah.
Short king
It's
kind.
nice seeing people like you in the media.
Thank you.
You're horrible. Horrible person.
Thank you.
The short
Thank
king
you.
representation is strong, baby.
Listen,
Let's go.
it's necessary. Okay, so we touched a little bit on your original music,
Yes.
but I want to talk about it more.
Yes.
What was like the first song really that like popped off for you, or at least where like you had a moment where you were like, "This is it, baby! We're killing."
Lights Down Low for sure.
Yeah.
That was the one. But Gibberish was like a little taste of it, I would say.
I
was
love
Yes.
Gibberish.
That was like, I think that was the first one we really were just doing all the grind for, the radio and all that stuff. And it was, that felt like the first moment in Lights Down Low was really the arrival for me.
Yeah. Gibberish is probably my favorite
Is
Mac
it?
song.
That's the one?
I think.
Amazing.
Do you feel good about that? Or?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Of
All
course.
right,
Yeah.
cool.
It was a great time.
There's definitely a moment where I knew the whole rap verse.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know about
Wow.
it anymore, but there was a
Hey,
time.
Do you want
I
to try?
love that. Yeah.
I'm actually all
You
good.
wanna-
All
wanna
good.
try?
Okay.
You know,
Okay then.
It's all gonna be okay.
No, it was great. And honestly, the video for that was so fun to make. Like, shout out to YouTube.
Yeah.
They funded it and they were so cool about it.
Oh, shoot.
And we went in for that video. I've never made a video of that scale ever since.
So now with Lights Down Low, was there a specific moment in like either the promo or the making that you were like, oh, this is it?
I mean, I proposed to my wife with it, so that was definitely the start of it.
Oh,
Was
that's
like-
really sweet.
that's where it just felt like a commitment to it.
Uh-huh.
And nobody wanted me to do that or like be open about that story. So that was another like real hardcore commitment. And then where did it really start to feel like it was going? There was a moment where I got one of the first Snapchat filters for Lights Down Low. It was on Valentine's Day, whatever
Wow.
year that was. And that was definitely, I remember that moment very vividly. It like went number one on all these things that day, the power of like the Snapchat of that day.
Yeah.
So that was a moment. And then it's just amazing when people, use any song in a wedding or anything of that sort. So yeah, that was probably the feeling for that.
Was there a particular famous person who like knew the song and you were like, oh
my
shoot.
gosh. First story in my head is, we're here. I grew up with boy bands and pop music. I love it unabashedly. And I loved NSYNC. I love Backstreet Boys. And I was doing a show with the Backstreet Boys. I did a bunch of radio shows with them. And at one point, Nick comes up to me. He's like, "Oh, you got that one song, right?" And Kevin, one of the other members of the Backstreet Boys, for those who don't know, comes up. Yeah, it's called "Lights Down Low." I love that song, and I was just like, "Are the Backstreet Boys arguing over what the song is called? This is crazy!"
Oh,
like,
that's
I just
huge.
remember it really vividly, being like, "Dang, that's so nuts that I'm just standing here and you're like explaining it to him." So, and shout out to Kevin was just, he's just a handsome guy. I was just like
Also
so
tall.
charmed and tall, very tall.
Yeah.
And I was just charmed the way he was defending me. I was like, I never thought a Backstreet Boy would be like defending me to another Backstreet Boy about what the song's called. So cool. So anyway, that was just one little memory for me. That was nice. That was nice.
My brother wanted me to bring up a specific song
I'm
and a
ready.
specific version.
I can't wait. Let's go.
Love Me Less featuring Kim
I
Petras.
knew it. I knew that's what it was gonna be. I knew it. That's great. That's great.
But specifically the version with Kim Petras.
My
yeah.
girl.
Without Kim, he's not a big fan.
No.
But
That's
with not a Quit 92 fan. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, what was that collab like? That's insane.
She's awesome. We had been doing a bunch of radio show things. Sometimes you meet a bunch of interesting artists at these like kind of very bizarre. I don't even know if it's like this as much anymore, but you're at like water parks with like two other crazy artists that you're like, why are we at this water park for this station? And Kim and I were at this like radio convention performing acoustic for all the radio people in Vegas.
Okay.
And I remember we were just hanging out and I thought she was so talented and we just got along really well.
Yeah.
And then whenever that was like, I don't know, a year or two later, I sent her Love Me Less after it started kind of moving. And gosh, I mean, she just has the craziest voice. She just sounded so good on it. And she was down for it and she was so open. So yeah, that was just kind of what happens. I just like to work with people I think are talented and that I like. That's usually how the collabs come about.
Can I ask you to pull back the curtain on the industry a little bit?
Sure.
If you're
Maybe.
willing to share.
Hopefully.
How does it work? Because there's labels involved because you've got two different labels.
Yeah.
So even if you're besties with Kim Petras, let's say.
Yeah.
But when you go to I want to be on an album, are you able to just to be like, do this? And they're like, cool, that's it? Or is it always the labels have to be like, there's a fee and you got to do X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, sometimes that for sure. Yeah, sometimes there's a fee to compensate the teams and the
Right,
label
of
and all that
course.
stuff. Sometimes it's a trade. Sometimes I do
yeah?
a song. I love doing that more often than not, where it's like, I'll do a feature for you, you do a feature for me. That's one of my favorite ways to do
Yeah.
it. So it happens in different ways depending the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, sometimes there is like a fee involved for the label to make it
Sure.
work for them or the team and all that stuff. Yeah.
And I'm sure it goes the same for you if people want you on there.
Sure.
Makes sense.
It's gone both. But again, I just love if I can do the trade thing, I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
doing the trade thing. But that's it's so many different ways. I mean, I had Lil Uzi Vert on a song
That's
so early.
crazy.
It was called Wrong. And I feel like it's slept on. Nobody even knows that this happened. But
Wait, I did not know that
He
happened.
was
Me
on
neither.
a song on my first project and he just did it. He didn't ask for anything. Shout out to him. I love him. He came to the video. I just
Wow.
picked him up in New York, brought him to the video. He just hung out all day. He's just the nicest Short King as well. He's just a great person. But that was at a time where it was just, I guess the moral of the story is just like believe in the artist early. Because at the time, everybody was like, I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
Why do you want him on your song? And I was like, I think he's special and he should be on the song. And
Nice.
so yeah, shout out to him for just being like, yeah, I'll just jump on the song.
Yeah, it's
Thank
a
you.
good dude then.
Thanks, Uzi. Love you.
Love you, Uzi.
Love you, babes.
Is it time for a game?
I think it is.
I asked that very Britishly.
yeah.
Is that a word?
Britishly?
Are
Yeah.
you prepared for a rousing
Yes.
entertainment portion?
love it.
Rousing. He came up with a crazy word
I
the other
didn't come
day.
up with the word. It's a real word.
Raucous.
That's a word.
Have you ever heard that before?
Like all the ruckus coming
Yeah,
on?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
a
not
lot of ruckus.
ruckus.
Raucous.
That's how it's spelled.
Is it
R-O-
that? Are you referring to the
ruckus.
same word?
Yeah.
Ruckus?
I think
Okay.
I'm just saying it weirdly.
Yeah, like
Very Britishly.
Raucous.
that. The
Ruckus.
ruckus is. I think
Ruckus.
ruckus is a word.
no, I
Yeah.
know. I know ruckus.
Okay,
I know
but
ruckus.
ruckus.
But I think it's R-O-K-U-S. Hold on. Maybe not.
Raucous.
Oh, no, it's ruckus. You're right. It's
ruckus, yeah.
R-U-C-K-U-S is a noun that refers to a state of noisy and disorderly activity or
Yeah.
excitement. That's
Right.
the word that
You're
I
right.
But it's a
Ruckus
noun,
meant.
and he described somebody as raucous.
Oh.
No. I described their show. I said there's like this duality where it's like these like big ruckus moments, but I said raucous. Raucous moments.
Yes. Yes.
And
yeah.
these like tame, vulnerable moments.
Sure.
You know, Jesse.
I see where you're going.
Thank you.
I
Thank
totally
you.
get it, and I would have just understood what you were. going for.
I really appreciate
So
that.
Jesse McCartney voices a character in Kingdom Hearts called Roxas.
Yes, he does.
That's similar, kind of.
That's
Is that what you were
totally-
thinking of? We talked
I love
about that
him.
with
Sure,
him.
I'm a big
Kingdom Hearts guy.
Kingdom Hearts guy.
Right. Are you a Disney guy?
I'm not a Disney guy.
Are you a Disney guy?
In what way?
Or do you?
Pixar. I'm a diehard Pixar.
Are you showing your
Diehard
daughter all the
Pixar.
movies?
She watches every Pixar movie nonstop. Literally, my daughter watches Wall-E, which I argue is one of the best movies of all time. Period.
Oh, Anthony, what do you think
Period.
about that?
I'm actually all set. I'm gonna go. Guys, I'm sorry. It's my least favorite
You
Pixar
hate WALL-E?
movie. I don't
Okay.
hate it.
It's okay. I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna stay here.
You're gonna stay?
I like
Stay.
Wally, so
Okay.
for that reason,
Respect.
What
Yeah.
are some of your other favorite Pixars? And maybe we can
Yeah.
bond over those.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Soul, great one.
Love,
Soul's great.
okay.
Fantastic. Let's see what else is a great Pixar. We love Encanto is great.
Toy Story.
Not Pixar. but
Which
it's
one?
okay.
Toy Story.
Is
that Pixar?
Encanto
That's
isn't
Pixar.
isn't Pixar? It's just
Oh,
Disney.
No. Coco
Well-
is Pixar. You might have been thinking
I meant
of
Coco. No. Well, Coco. Yeah.
Right.
Coco's the best. That might
Coco,
be
soft.
that and Wally. So special. The music's great. The feeling's great. Do you agree on that? Can you say
Coco is my favorite Pixar movie.
So that's right in the top two for me. Wally,
Okay.
Coco. I
Cool,
would say.
cool, cool.
Coco.
So we
Coco's
can
my
agree
number
there.
one, and then it's just anything Toy Story's number two. I'm such a fan.
Yeah, really strong.
I really do love Toy Story.
So good.
I went into a store the other day and they had a bunch of Toy Story like merch everywhere.
yeah.
It was great.
Oh.
It was called Daiso.
Okay.
I don't know if
Sure.
you've ever heard of it. And
Yeah.
it was all Toy Story. Good
Did
stuff.
you notice in Coco? Have you seen that there are Toy Story figurines in the beginning of the movie?
Yes.
Yes, you
I
have
love when
noticed
they
that.
do
You
that.
On the
should.
ofrenda? I
Not
can't
on the
say
ofrenda.
that.
Not the ofrenda. Can you
On the
not?
ofrenda?
Ofrenda. What do on the ofrenda? That feels even more
On the
offensive.
ofrenda?
On the
It's in the movie.
It's in the
definitely-
movie.
I think there's a Buzz Lightyear. I'm remembering there's a Buzz Lightyear, just a pinata that is like in a wide shot. They're
That's
so
pretty
good
sick.
about putting those.
Yeah.
Pixar loves the Easter eggs.
Love
There's
them.
a whole thing. I don't know if any of this is going in, but it's fine. There's a whole thing called the Pixar theory. Have you heard of it? So it's this big theory that people talk about all the time on the internet about all of the Pixar movies being in the same timeline and all of them
oh.
existing together.
Oh.
And basically, the witch in Brave is apparently Boo from Monsters Inc.
Oh.
That's this whole story, and then there's like a great through line,
Cool.
and it makes perfect sense when you go and
Sure.
watch it on YouTube. If you
Fantastic.
have like 16 hours ever, just go like check it out. There's like a whole video on it.
It's a 16-hour video.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
cool.
a
I like
bonding
it.
thing for you and your daughter.
Hey, if she's
I'm sure
into
she
it.
would love an analytical deep dive into Pixar
She
movies.
probably will.
At
yeah.
age 3.
The Pixar
Yeah,
cinematic
yeah.
universe.
You'd be surprised.
Well,
Maybe.
all right.
Gorgeous.
I think it's game time.
It's game time.
I'm
Game
so
time, baby.
excited for this game.
me too.
I am also very, very
and
excited.
and Max
do
has
it.
no idea what's coming. I'm
I
looking
don't.
at all the cameras just to like make sure that you know.
I have no idea what's
do you want to
coming.
intro it or do you want me to intro it?
You do it. I got so nervous all of a sudden.
He got so nervous.
Okay.
He got a little tummy ache. Okay, here we go.
And my tummy hurts.
Yes.
Anyway, so inspired by my favorite Max song, this game is called Sounds Like Gibberish.
Oh, fantastic.
Have you ever played the game Mad Gab?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, so we're gonna present you with titles of your songs.
Yes.
But it's written out in a way that is just not at all the actual title of your song.
Got it, yeah.
It's like phonetically, you're gonna have to figure it out.
I'm gonna try and find
Does
a
that
good
make any
example.
No,
sense?
it totally makes sense.
All right,
Almost
cool,
like an
cool.
anagram, but it's not. That kind of
Yes,
Right.
we have a bowl.
We have a bowl.
great.
So also, this is a nice moment for all of our audio only listeners. You're
Yeah.
gonna want to go over to YouTube and watch the full
Yeah.
version
Oh,
because you're gonna be able to play along.
Right.
All right.
Let's
Here's
see.
a bowl.
That's good to, I got to remind myself, okay, guys, I'm taking out a paper of the bowl if you're listening. What it says is beautiful curry chairs. That is
Right.
what it says on here.
So this is a song title of yours. What song title?
Beautiful curry chairs. Butterflies, beautiful curry chairs. Blueberry eyes, beautiful curry chairs.
You're
What-
literally saying it.
You're
You don't
really
realize.
saying
beautiful
it.
curry chairs. Beautiful creatures.
Yay!
Great, guys. Beautiful creatures of the millennium. Shout
Okay.
that out. That was beautiful. I'm
Don't worry,
picking out.
there's only 5 of them.
I'm
so
looking
you're
at the
good.
next one. I like it. It says lie, it's tone low. Lights down low. I got it. But it said lie. That's great. This is, I
Okay.
love it.
Okay.
I like how hard the first
I
one
hope one of them
was.
is really hard.
This is really
Here
cool that you
comes
can
3.
read.
I appreciate it. Right now it says bowl and then the word Uber and then he ice. Bowl Uber ice. Blueberry eyes. There we
Yay!
go. Guys, this is clever. I
Isn't
like
this
it.
fun?
Well done. Good job. The next one, it said thud hing isle of. Thudding isle of. The thing I love.
Yes.
Which is it's a song.
may or may not make this depending
It's
on if the song's announced.
But hey, you know, I've teased it. So you know what? It's going to
Okay,
come
great.
at some
It's
point.
the song we sang,
Wait, is
everybody.
this the last one?
I've got two more.
Okay,
great.
Sorry, here we go. The next one, a lot of words here. We've got the words war, king, Ford, a weekend. Working for the weekend is the song with Baby No Money. Well done. Guys, you really
Baby No
put it
Money.
Can you at
in.
least pretend to struggle on the last one?
I struggled the first one.
You're
That's-
so good at this.
I
Okay.
like. Here we go. Okay, the
Okay.
last one, everybody.
It's the easiest one.
It is, I know what it is before I even read it, but I like it. The first word is stew, like a nice stew. It's got a pit, like the pit of a peach, in, like in the motel inn, whatever, and then a loaf. It's stupid in love. That's what it is.
You killed it.
Can I just ask, did you think of the words? How did this, was it
course.
So
well done? So creative.
it was it was a hybrid attempt.
Oh.
So we
Oh.
started by putting it into ChatGPT and saying, help us come up with this. But then a lot of them were like instead of the word blue, it wrote BLOO. And we're like, that's
That's
way too close.
I don't like that.
Right.
Yeah.
so it was like a good starting point. Then we would massage it.
There were some great words in
Thank
there.
you.
Well done.
Thank you
you.
so
I
much.
really like
Can I tell you what I really wanted one of the titles to be? Because I thought
Yeah.
it was really mess you up. I wanted it
Please.
to be strings featuring Jake and Bazzy. I wanted the full title,
Oh.
but I got vetoed out of it.
Strings featuring Jake and Bazzy.
I know it's just. It's
But I
literally-
do
it's a
remember.
scroll.
I do remember it was Strengths. STRAINKS.
We didn't do that one in the
Strengths.
kitchen, right?
They made it
We did
strengths.
Stupid in Love in the kitchen.
We did Stupid in Love.
Yeah.
And we did Lights Down
Lights Down Low
Low.
in the kitchen. Stupid in Love, Lights Down Low. And I feel like we did one more. I don't remember what one is though. Maybe not
Because we
though.
also did Ear Candy one, so it's all a little bit
It's
of
all
a
kind of
blur.
blurring
We've done so
together
much
because we
together.
did Butterflies.
You did. And
back
that was-
in the
yeah.
Ear Candy era.
That was okay.
That's
So
crazy.
special.
Is that how?
Thank you.
Is that how we met, or did we meet before that?
We met before that.
Yeah.
I don't remember where though. You're right. It was.
I don't know.
It was before
we
that.
didn't though. That was
I know.
That
What
was
the heck?
us.
Ugh.
Anyway.
Now we're here, guys.
Well, before we let you go,
Yes.
can you please tell everyone at home where they can find you?
Hopefully Google Max and
Right.
Google Max the singer.
You're gonna figure it. You're gonna find it if you want
Yeah.
to. But yeah, no, all the socials are just Max Music and
Max Music.
TikTok. It is Max. I got really lucky. I
Oh,
was on there
that's-
when it was Musically, and I got Max.
That's
I know.
really fortunate.
Plenty of people. But then I tried to get the Instagram guy who has Max. He's a hockey player, and he was just like, no.
Nah, man.
Nah.
I was like, you're not struggling as an artist named just Max. Just let me have the Instagram, man.
Right.
I know it's valuable.
Would
but
you consider
anyway.
adding a second X to your name?
Hey, all things are possible.
And by that I
guess.
meant MXAX.
Mac-
Well, yeah, exactly.
Where I've committed so much to it at this point, and I've actually
Yeah.
committed so much to the point where HBO Max sort of settled with me to let me just stay being Max for music. And so hopefully one day,
Is this a real story?
This is a real story, and I'm manifesting that now that it's Max, I have this song called Mugshot, and in the song it goes, "Say Max, oh Max," and I would love to really truce and have that be their commercial.
Wow.
It's
That's
every
very
show they
cool.
have coming on Max is just
I
say
love that.
Max, and this one show, oh, it's Max, and it's the next one, wouldn't that be nice?
That's huge.
So I have to just commit to the Max
Yeah.
through all the fighting that I've done.
I think that's
Okay.
crazy how you got just at Max on TikTok, but I couldn't even get Anthony Gargiula on TikTok.
Really? Who's the other one?
I don't know. I have a little underscore in it. I know. Someone tried to take it from me.
That's pretty crazy.
Not to
I know,
brag,
isn't that
but
crazy?
I got Jonathan Tilkin.
That's not a brag. Guys, thank
Wow.
you so much.
Thank you so
special.
much.
Thank
Oh,
you
wait,
for
are you going on
having me.
tour? Are you doing any tour dates?
Probably. by the
Probably.
time
Check
this
your
is out.
website, check your Instagram,
Yeah,
check
yes,
your
yes.
wherever. Okay, great.
All those
Check your
things.
local listings.
Your
Yes,
local channel
yes.
33 weeknights at 7 p.m., 6 p.m.
That's
Central
probably
Standard.
when Rags came on. Yeah, 33 was Nickelodeon for us.
I'm
Yeah.
psychic.
Right. But How to Rock probably got like a 10 p.m. slot.
How to rock us?
Bro, y'all are savage.
All right, thank you so much,
Pleasure,
Max, for
guys.
being here.
Okay, word.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Counter-Melodies.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss a moment from us.
See you soon.